So they decided not to take their flowers at the weekend. So I have, you did that whole bunch for me.
Yeah.
I ended up taking it myself. No one wanted them, sorry.
Oh my gosh, that is how rude. No. How rude.
No, generally though, it's something to think about, isn't it? Because I think you think like, oh yeah, we'll take flowers. But like for them, well, they're travelling home. They're not travelling back for a while. They live in Australia. But they were like, we're living in an Airbnb. It's tiny. Yeah. Don't even know if we've got any vases. They really thought it through. And then they were like, oh, can you take some to my mum? And then they're like, oh, but my mum's going away in a couple of days. And like, when you start thinking, people are like, a lot of people are going away or,
It's not actually feasible.
No, but they've lasted a few days. They're starting to. There's a few that are not loving life.
I'm surprised they're it's good going that they're still alive because that's been over a week since I got them in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I always find that with your flowers though that they do like hold up.
Well, it's a luxury quality florist,
Luxury. Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Hayley.
And we are your wedding planning experts.
Here to spill the tea on the inside of wedding planning and everything that goes with it.
Expect our honest opinions, the real juice on what happens on a wedding day.
With a few tips thrown in between.
And also just a chat between friends.
And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And let's get you wed. Woo! Okay, guys, don't forget to follow us. Like us, subscribe to the podcast, and follow us on TikTok, Instagram at letsgetyouwedpodcast, and always send in your questions.
Yeah, we love to hear from you.
Yeah, letsgetyouwedpodcast@gmail.com. I also just want to say at the start, me and Hayley have been chatting. Like, we're really unsure. Obviously, Hayley is due to have the twins. She's going to vacate them at the start of November. We need to make a plan from like the start of October basically because they could come anytime. I'm off for a couple of weeks in October. So we can make a plan for October, November, but we're just wondering what you guys think. And we'll put up a little poll on Instagram, but send us in a message. Like if we took December off, would that be the end of your world? Would you stop listening to us? Because we find it really dips in December, don't we?
Yeah, our listeners, we get a real decline in listeners over December. It's always our worst month,
isn't it? I think everyone's busy. No one really cares about the wedding.
It's Christmas, isn't it? And even their own weddings go to the...
Yeah, you're off work for a couple of weeks. Because we record still every week, don't we? So even like it's been on Christmas Day and we've still put a podcast out.
Yeah,
but obviously people are normally off for 2 weeks. So they don't really listen to podcasts. They're not out and about in their cars and stuff, are they?
No.
So that's what our plan is. And then restart again in January. May, depending on when Hayley has the babies, it may be like a few guests in January or something, but we're definitely still going to cover me and Hayley until the end of November. But just let us know what you think, because we don't want it to be detrimental to the pod.
We need to know.
And also I'd be interested to know, would you in December, if you're like, no, I still need a podcast, would you be against us just doing some like reruns of old podcasts or something?
Yeah, like, what do you call it? Reruns.
What do you call it? Reruns. I don't know if it is. It's not. I can't think what the word is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not a collab,
I know what you mean. So where you do like
everyone knows
those,
we're like clips, or just literally putting out old podcasts.
A compilation.
Yes, Hayley.
I got the word. Oh my god.
Because we've got so much content now, and I'm sure there's a hell of a lot of you that haven't listened back to October 2023.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, if you were really like that much, like, oh my god, I need something to listen to, you could just go back and listen.
We've got so many. What are we on now? Episode 141.
Wow.
That's mental, isn't it? That is crazy. I mean, we've been doing it for 3 years in October.
That's mental.
That's gone so quick.
Oh god, crazy.
It's mad. I'm old.
Let us know what you're saying. How are you? I was about to say, what have you done this week? I know, because we've been together.
We have. We did our wedding. We did our wedding together, so I did the flowers, obviously, and Hannah did the planning and the coordination. So
we've got a TikTok, and a reel going out. I think it's today or tomorrow, and it's you on the podcast saying like, I think it's going to look really nice, and then it like pans in then to the flowers that you did.
Oh, that's so cool!
So if anyone wants to see,
have a look. That's really cool.
Just of like the You know, the bits that we were talking about, the overhead hanging. Yeah. So it looked really, really cool, didn't it? Did it cause you any stress? Have you got any stories to tell me that you didn't tell me on the day?
The only thing that that happened on the day it wasn't a stress because we overcome it, but basically we'd obviously gone and done site visits. So with the because we were hanging beams from obviously the roof of the barn. Yeah. So if you imagine they were like, basically looked like, I don't know, it was kind of like swings, weren't they? Do you know what I mean? They're like wooden beams, kind of like.
That's a good way to describe it.
Hanging over the table where the tables would be laid. They're like banqueting style, but they're hanging from the roof. So we'd obviously gone, we've done our measurements, la-di-da, all fine, turn up on the day. But actually what we hadn't realised is obviously the floor is the same level, but the roof actually went lower as you got to the back.
Oh, was that what your dad kept talking about?
Yeah, it kept going. Yeah, it's not level. Yeah, the roof actually goes. It's not level, but the floor is. The ground level is level, but the roof. So we had to like adapt it, but we used these really. We use like sort of staging wire stuff, and then we use these like clamps, and you can and carabiners and stuff. Which you couldn't see anyway. I was actually really impressed because it almost looked invisible. You couldn't see it all.
Yeah. So cool.
That was one thing I was concerned about. Is like I didn't want the mechanics to be seen. Yeah. I just wanted the wood and you really couldn't. Foliage. But
no, it looked so good.
Yeah, but we overcome it.
Such a good option, guys. If you are having long banqueting tables, because we had literally a couple of Budweisers, and even that, to be honest, I was helping the caterer on the day. Even that was a bit too much, and there was barely anything on there because the platters were so big. There was so much because they had like chicken. I think they had lamb, and then there was like butternut squash with all like feta and stuff in it. That was amazing. Broccoli and potatoes. So but each like set of 6 had like that each. Right. So that was like one big platter of meat, and then the 3 other platters. Yeah, plus they had like the dinner plates already on the tables because it was sharing. Yeah. There was just no room.
No, I mean, I tried to do, because we didn't even, in the end, they had 3, so still the same amount of tables, wasn't it? But it was split into 3 rows
3
rather
lengths,
than 2.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, it's okay because they'll split. I could kind of split it a bit more, but even, and I tried to be, minimalist with it, but
and
even
when
then
it was on without anything else, I was a bit like, they're a bit. Like we know,
there's a bit bare,
But when you got the food on, I was like, Jesus. Imagine if we hadn't have done that hanging and had just done stuff on the tables. Like, remember the one that we did at the bot? Like that, just impossible. Yeah, just wouldn't have happened.
No way. Yeah, so you need to really think about that, guys. If you're having platters, speak with your florist, speak with your decor company to obviously
think of something hanging.
Think of something that comes from above. Yeah, you can do lots of things.
Because that venue, you had 2 days for setup, right? Thursday, Friday. Right, obviously, always use a florist. But I do think if you're really trying to DIY it, and you've got it's quite rare, though, to get a barn like that with the beams and you get 2 days of setup. But I do think if you had something like that, it is potentially something you could do with artificial yourself, maybe. Yeah. If you're really trying to pare back, and you've got, like, I mean, obviously that took your dad was measuring everything up
like it was all level, wasn't it? This is the thing. It depends on how you want it to look and how well executed you want it. If you want it done properly, you want it done professionally, then obviously you're going to get someone to come and do it.
100%. But if you're really trying to keep the costs back.
It's a very DIY venue, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I do think that I reckon you will now see people try and recreate that at that venue themselves, because I do think it probably is doable yourself if you've got the time and you've got someone like Martin could hang them up, because he's like got
someone
that
with that mind. You need someone with that engineering kind of like methodical
like a
thinking,
a brother tradesman, like a carpenter, I was
just there for the decor.
She was just
I just need to put the foliage on. No, I'm joking.
And obviously not taking that away from you or any florist, because I always think that you should go professional. But I do think for people that are sitting up, that the messages we get where it's like, I'm doing my DIY all myself.
Yeah, like we get a lot of people that
you could. And I do think because it's quite high up, the artificial wouldn't look if you got decent artificial, I don't think it would look horrific. It's not like like when people try and do their own flowers within the bud vases and they get them from like Tesco and then they cut them. I think that would be look better done yourself than that would.
That. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I agree. I use this foliage called Smilax, which comes from Texas, and I don't think anyone could believe how much it cost for the 3 packs.
How much was it?
So for 3, like basically they're like come in black sacks, right? Inside boxes. And
that was enough for those.
Yeah.
How many was there? 4.
There was 6 beams.
6 beams. Yeah.
Yes, done down. It was covered like I think
they're about 2 meters long, weren't they? Each
2.5 meters,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah. It was £650 for 3 bags of foliage. Yes,
right,
very
and this
expensive.
is exactly why florists are expect, like the amount of conversations I've had this year with my couples where it's like, why is the flower bill so big?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's foliage, guys.
Plus you were there all day Friday.
All day Friday.
What was you prepping Thursday as well?
Yeah, I spent all day in the workshop on Thursday.
Yeah, you were there all morning.
Wednesday night I was there as well because I had to cut and condition all the flowers, and also when that stuff comes in.
Sunday set down.
Yeah, Sunday set. So yeah, it's like 4 days work really, technically, and
4
it's
5.
Yeah, and so when that stuff comes in, it comes in like a bag inside a box, and it has like a weird pack of cool jelly stuff in it.
Yeah.
But you have to get it out and like shake it about and stuff, and it's like it's really slimy and like it's lush. Once it's up, it's amazing.
Yeah,
but it actually
has so green.
It's so good. But it requires care. You can't just like shove it up. Like you need to know what you do. It's all done in like reams of. Yeah. It's all like bound up, so it's like. It's not easy to work with, but it looks amazing once it's up. But
nice.
But obviously, say if you were doing it yourself and you were using artificial, you would cut out having to do all of that, I guess.
Yeah.
But
and the 650. Well, I don't know.
Well, no. Do you know what? These artificial foliage is really expensive. Yeah. I have to say, like when I've gone looking for stuff for jobs before and I've seen it, I'm like, bloody hell, that's a lot of money. Yeah,
unless you go to Timo and it'll look like shit.
Yeah, don't shop there because it'll probably catch fire.
Yeah, probably. I've got to tell you though, right? It was during dinner because Hayley had left it all really nice, like low hanging, so it was like bits hanging down. Yeah. And I'd said to her, I don't know if like maybe we should do it like head height. Yeah. And there was a couple of bits that we were like, maybe they're a bit too long.
Just like leave some scissors.
Like, yeah, just cut them off if you. Well, we're in dinner. I hadn't really like re-looked at it again.
It just looked so nice, didn't it? Like you just didn't want to like cut it.
And these people were trying to like snap it off themselves. And the thing was like swinging, and I had to like, ran over with my sister.
Wow, stop what you're doing!
I was like, oh, here you go, I'll cut it for you.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't want to snap. It's really.
Yeah, they were really fucking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna fall on someone's head, isn't it? God. That's so I knew it was only on by like.
Why are people
wire.
like that? This is another thing that guests do.
Yeah,
this is what I'm going to add to that list we made.
Yeah.
Okay. When guests fiddle with flowers and stuff, they don't realise that they actually can be quite delicate. I mean, if they'd have pulled that hard enough, they could have snapped it or anything. And then who's liable for that?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's. I mean, because anyway, it's just that's one thing I'm adding to that list. That
there you go. Pissing
around.
God. But it was a really good wedding. It was really successful. I think everything went really well. I'm trying to think if there was anything.
Oh, I like the cake. That's what I mean. Because that's how we left on the Saturday.
Yeah.
The lady had arrived with the cake, hadn't she? And it was
cake,
Lambeth. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name of it. And my dad was like, what was that? And
like the frilly cakes with the cherries.
Yeah, the cherry.
Cute. Oh, yeah, that was from a local lady, actually. She has one of these little like cake sheds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So actually, my dad was asking me because obviously he's not in the industry or anything. He was like, I said, I reckon that cake cost about £1,000, right? Close. That's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah. So my dad was seriously shocked by that. He was like, "You're joking." I thought it was going to be 100 quid.
£100.
He has no idea though.
Would be 100.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but this is the thing though. If you've got no idea, and like, I think everyone's so obviously we kind of get it because you're like in the industry, but actually for someone that isn't, I just thought it was really interesting to tell him, and I was like, no, I think it's probably about £1,000 for that cake.
And what doesn't help is places like M&S that do them for like 100 quid.
Well, there you go.
It's because they're made in a factory, and it's a lot.
They're turning out however many at a time, aren't they?
These cake makers are making them in their kitchen at
it's
home.
like bespoke, yeah.
Yeah, they're using all their own power. They've got to pay for insurance, they've got to pay for all the equipment, the trays, all the ingredients, which is so freaking expensive, right? I have been for a couple of since COVID, to be honest.
We used to make your brownies, so you know what it costs.
Yeah. Oh my god, right?
If
I made some now, like I made some for like, I think it was like a friend's birthday or something. Double the cost now from when I was doing them, like back in 2020. Insane. So ingredients, then just their time, and then the fact that you have to make profit because you're a business.
Also,
and
the risk of it. Like, you'd want a bit of money just for the risk of getting it there. Like, I would danger money.
But you think £750, 150 of that is tax.
Yeah.
So that's 600.
Yeah.
So then your ingredients is probably more than 100.
Not making
the boards. Then boards are expensive that they sit on. If you get a proper professional one, craziness, isn't it?
It is,
so,
but
your time.
Interesting.
So there you go. Oh yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any. So I'd said to the registrars, literally just before the ceremony. So the plan was, because they were outside on that lawn, weren't they, getting married?
I wanted to know how the ceremony went.
Yeah, really, it was fun. Yeah, it was nice. It was a civil ceremony with the registrars. Typical situation. The registrars are just. This is my annual. Is it an annual?
Gripe,
probably more often than that. Reminder to not use a registrar. Honestly, like to start with, they seemed all right, and then I went in at like 1:45. The ceremony was on the out, I think 1:45. It was at 2:00. And I was like, oh, do you want to see are you going to see, because obviously I don't work at a venue. So I was like, are you going to see the bride or does she come to you? No, she always comes to us in here. And I was like, oh, okay. I could literally see guests still arriving, right? I was like, well, guests are still arriving, so I'll get around in like 5 minutes. And she literally put her head in her hand like this and was like, we need to go ASAP. Because we have another ceremony to be at. And it was just full of attitude. The way Luke's head on the hand. Like
that? Why are they like that?
We need to start ASAP. And I was like, well, it's only 1:45. I'll bring her. And I was like, I'm just worried about people seeing her. And they were like, well, you can just bring them in the back door like this.
Well, why don't they get up and go and see her?
Literally.
They're that worried about
it's
the time.
so pathetic. Like, she's literally in a house. You could take her in. But they used to do that. And then they changed it after COVID. And now it's like they're so freaking lazy that it's like, oh, we'll just keep it like that because it's easier for us. It's not easier for the bride.
I actually cannot think of anything. You know when you're like, you know when you think of supplies and you're like, well, it's like that because they've got this and this going on. But they actually don't have anything to do. They literally sit there and read it. Sorry. No, they do this beforehand. They come with this. They have a cup of tea normally, don't they?
Yeah.
While they're waiting.
Yeah. They were another one that was like,
gosh.
We need water. And I was like, I'm too fucking busy. So.
Yeah.
I
just, sorry.
For 20 minutes.
I just don't.
No, I'm with you. It's just, honestly, and so I had to then bring her out, and the bride was really like, because you had to like cross this road bit to get to it. Oh, and God. People would have been able to see her if they were still walking in.
Yeah.
They just don't give a shit. But anyway, we got her in and whatever, and they were chatting away to her for ages. So we did start a few minutes late, but that was their own problem because I got her over there by 10:02. So
yes, that's not yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and then so I said to them on the way out, we're going to do the confetti shot in the aisle, like on the exit. This is the second time this has happened. I've done 2 civil ceremonies this year because thankfully only 2 of my couples decided to have them, and 2. Both times they didn't do it right because both I always recommend doing it in the aisle. So the plan is we get everybody in the aisle at the end. I'll go around with some confetti, and then while they're giving the couple they don't give you a certificate anymore, but whatever, they're waiting there, and then when they exit, they'll then exit out basically, and everyone will do confetti. I was going to hand out the confetti in the drink reception, in the sign in the book, but I decided against it because it was that like dark coloured dry stuff that I hate, and it goes all mushy in your hands, and it was quite a warm day. So I thought, I'll just whip it out like when they're all standing up, and by the time I got them in line, like it won't take long to give out some confetti. Did they remember? No, they literally stood the couple up and was like, now please be upstanding if you're Mr. or Mrs. blah blah, and they exited.
Oh no. So what happened to the confetti shot?
We still did it. We just did it later. So they wanted a full group shot of all their guests anyway.
Oh, okay.
So we did it. You know what, that path up to that little church?
Yeah.
We did it along there. So they actually got like the background of the church, which they actually liked that anyway.
That's quite nice, actually.
Yeah, and originally they wanted their ceremony there because they had the bouncy castle. I was like, no, because you'll sit bouncy castle. I know. So they exited up the aisle. And we did the confetti shot, then did the full group shot, and then seated the guests straight away. If you're ever going to do a full group photo, which I never advise because it's the most pointless photo and it's such a ball ache to get, you do it just before you seat your guests. It takes like 10-15 minutes. So yeah, that was all good.
I will say, right in the end.
Honestly, I don't do most. I would say 90% of my weddings, there's no kids, or there's very, very minimal. There'll be like 1 or 2. This was an 80 adults, 20 kids.
Your favourite day.
I don't think I've ever had so many kids at a wedding. But I will say the best money, like one of the first things we did that was one of the first things they said was we need to have, like that was one of their key things. Like we always go through what's really important. We need to keep the kids entertained. We've got 3 children. All of our friends have got kids. There's going to be a lot of kids. So that was one of the first things we did is research like all the things that we could do for children, which was definitely a Chloe job, not me, because I do not know what kids like. But we had nannies there from 12 till 12. We had this like ball pit, soft play. We had a bouncy castle. We had this little bell tent where the kids could go and do like colouring and stuff or just sit in the shade.
That's really
That was
cool.
the best money they spent.
Yeah.
It was the best money. And when I say nannies, there was 3 nannies, 12 hours. They bought the bell tent. They bought all the activities. They bought a TV.
Crazy.
They bought these little mats for the kids to sleep on. So like they have 3 kids. By like 9 o'clock, one of them was literally hanging off the bride's leg because he was tired, and the nannies literally went and took him away. And like, not that sounds really like took him away.
So long.
Yeah, he was happy to go and like watch TV and stuff and then they fell asleep and they had them asleep with their little quilts and stuff. And I think it was like just over £1,000 for the full day.
Right, it's pretty good.
But I think that bride could then dance all night and have a great time. And at midnight they went and picked them up. They were asleep, carried them back to the house. But that was because they decided they wanted the kids with them. But if you were getting like mum or someone to look after them, they could then go and pick them up and then take them back. But at least you could all enjoy yourselves. And there was like so many people there, babies and stuff, that could then just take them if they wanted to the nannies. And was. And them kids were not off that bouncy castle all day. They didn't stop on the bouncy castle.
Oh my gosh, that's actually amazing. That's really good feedback, I think, for a lot of people that are worried about having kids at their wedding, because that doesn't sound like it was a issue at all.
No, it was the best money they spent.
Best money that you'd spend. 100%. I'm sorry, that is
with
not
the bouncy
bad
castle stuff.
price.
All the kids stuff probably cost them 1,500 quid.
That's really good.
Yeah,
full day of entertainment for kids. Like how many kids? Sorry, that's
full, till midnight.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
I do. Yeah. So overall successful
yeah, it was
day.
a good wedding. Yeah, we were really happy. Yeah, really, really nice couple to work with.
Yeah.
Really like easygoing, knew what they wanted, but also very like happy for us to just do what we thought. So yeah, another one in the bag, and now we're just working
another one bites the
dust. I've got one. I haven't got one this weekend. Got one next weekend, and then we start to really like teeter off. Yeah. You know, I said recently that I was like, if only I had time to write down all the last minute things.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I actually did this. I haven't done it all week. I just did it for a day because I forgot for the last 2 days. So this is my list. This is for a wedding this next week. We had 3 extra guests.
Oh.
I had to get sizes for they've got a load of wicker baskets. The florist is ordering herbs, but I needed to know how big the baskets were so the herbs would fit in the baskets. Last payments, I'm still getting invoices coming in from suppliers and little bits like adding 3 extra guests on, adding herbs on. Delivery of fabric, so having a load of fabric delivered for draping. So when is that coming? Where is that going to? Because what we worked out is the rolls are really, really long, so it has to come by courier. But the venue wouldn't take it before next Wednesday.
Yeah.
But the company wanted to deliver it before next Wednesday. Yeah. Well, it can't go to anyone's house because you can't fit that in your car. So that was something to sort. We confirmed a new setup of a smaller truss, which is like the rig that goes around for the band for all the lights and stuff. So we've done a new setup for that. Wet weather cover for the barn, if it's full, because it looked like it was going to be drizzling. So we're just starting to get a plan in place in case it rains.
That grass needs some rain though.
Oh my God.
Oh, my grass. I don't know everywhere in the southeast, guys, it's brown. Yeah, there's no green.
They've got where the actual marquees go is on a croquet lawn, and it's actually quite green, but everywhere else is brown. We were potentially going to add more draping because where on the truss, she then decided she wanted some draping on it. So we just get the things of that. The marquee then told me that the carpet that they chose was out of stock, so I'm trying to sort that.
Oh man,
I know. We were confirming the brands of the spirits for the bar, so then they wanted upgraded ones, so they then need to get a quote for that and then an upgraded invoice.
Wow.
The DJ sent me an invoice, but it was a HTML file, so I couldn't open it, so I had to go back to them and say, can you send me in a different format? And then I've had to chase that because they didn't. The set list confirmation for the band. So the band sent you a set list. The couple made a couple of changes, came back. The string quartet final set list. They sent their set list. Couple then reviewed it, came back. We confirmed the band's dressing room rider because the band want water and sofas and rail racks and irons and snacks and all sorts of shit.
God!
Yep. I had to go through all the band's info and itinerary to make sure. So the band sent me an itinerary and was like, you have to read this. This is what's going to the band. If it's not correct, it's your own fault for not reading it. So they don't read my plan that I put together.
But you
I have to then read theirs and make sure it correlates. And sometimes at this point, it's just easier to freaking do what they're saying and make sure it's right. Supplier meals, I've been chasing the amount of suppliers I've been chasing to make sure if they want food or not, because the situation I had last weekend was people let me know really last minute and I had to add it on with the caterer.
Okay.
And also on the day we then didn't have enough because people are like, oh, am I not getting a meal? And it's like, well, you didn't ask for one.
No.
And power requirements, because everybody needs power, but again, you have to chase them and hound them because they won't tell you, and on the day it's my problem because they haven't got power even though they haven't told me.
And that was in a day?
Yeah, that was a few hours. I dealt with all that stuff. One day.
Oh, I literally feel tired listening to you.
I know, mate. My brain is fried. Every night I'm waking up I just really want to go and get that done.
Yeah.
I want to go and get this done. I still need to send out. The couple only just confirmed their accommodation list yesterday of where all the guests are staying. There was a few changes.
This is
they
next
wanted
weekend.
To make. Yeah. Oh. No guest knows at the minute where they're staying. Oh, so God. I've got to send all those emails out. So I've really got that on my mind. At 4 a.m, I nearly got up and just fucking done the email. Because I'm like, man. I've got to do every cup, you think, well, there's 100 guests, so say that's probably about, or 120, so say there's probably about 60 emails to go out, but each person is in a different, people are in different hotels, so I need to make sure that I'm getting it right, that email, that couple to that email address are getting the right name of the hotel. So not just it's not like I can just blanket send an email to everybody.
No. It's got to be, each one's got to be done separately.
So I need to do that this morning.
So the couple are paying for their accommodation for their guests?
Yes, to start with, it was going to be that. So I've had quite a few guests do that this year. Couples do that this year. Some where the guests then pay them back. Some that pay them back but a subsidised rate, and some who are just they've just covered all the rooms.
Covered it, blimey.
So my week is just mental.
Well, I am sending you all the positive vibes to this wedding because I know it's been a it's not a struggle, but it's just been a lot. It's been a lot, hasn't it? It's just a lot of work for you.
The passion's gone into it.
Yeah, I'll be pleased for you when it's over. Although it'd be amazing and incredible. I just feel like you need a break.
And do you know what? Really deep down, I get really stressed, but actually I enjoy it because
you thrive off of that though. That's why you do the job you do. That's
I wish I had a bit more time. Not gonna lie, I wish I was in this situation now a month ago. Yeah. But obviously, understand people, the time pool.
Yeah, but you tried to be. It's not actually down to you. This is done. There's been other things that have happened, haven't there?
The couple are really unorganised. I only got the accommodation list this week. Ideally, I would have had that 2 months ago. You know, and so the guest list was really late being finished. Things like that.
Adapt and overcome.
Which, it's not even necessarily probably that they're unorganised, they're just very, very busy people. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff that I can't control, I've also had a couple of really difficult suppliers with this one, and I'm sure I'll talk about it afterwards. So
I can't wait to hear
but
about
actually,
it.
when this airs...
Oh, it will have...
Will it?
No. You'll be coming out a couple of days away.
I'll be on day one. I'll be on day one. So I'm going on site Wednesday morning.
Whereabouts is it in the country?
Chippenham.
Oh.
Cotswolds.
Nice.
Actually, take Chippenham out just in case.
Okay.
I'll just say Cotswolds.
Nice. Love the Cotswolds.
Yeah, like lovely. West Cots. Never eat shredded wheat. West Cotswolds.
I always do never eat shredded wheat.
Love the
I
never
still
eat
do
shredded
it all
wheat.
the time.
Love it.
I love it. I've got a wedding this Sunday.
Yeah.
And I've actually got weddings the next 2 weekends, and then I have like a week off, and then I have another wedding, and I've got one at the end of August. So I've got a few cuts. So August and July was like my busiest months.
Yeah, mine was May, June, July.
Yeah.
August I've got one right at the start, but August we've got 5 weekends, haven't we? So I've got one the first weekend and I've got one the last weekend.
Yeah,
so I've got
same.
3 weekends without anything. And it was actually like 28 days in between weddings. But also that one's an on-the-day management, so it's not as like heavy admin wise. Then I've got one in September. We've only got one wedding in September this year. September's really slow, which is weird.
I've got nothing in September. I can't lie. I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest.
I know.
Because I normally have a busy September. I was like, my God. And I'm pretty much going away or doing something every weekend. Like I'm going to social things, which I won't be able to do soon because
true. Well, we've got one in September, but that's a venue management, and I live on site, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And then we've got a busy October, but I'm only doing one in October, and then I'm done for the year. I know, but I'm the same as you. Like I haven't had a free weekend. I worked out last night. Since the start of May, I've only had 4 weekends off, but only one of those 4 I've not had plans.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I haven't actually got a free weekend till like mid-August after this wedding. Then I'm like just at home for a few weekends.
That's a good point. I haven't even thought about it, but I'm just looking at my diary now because I've pretty much worked every weekend.
Yeah.
It's
mental, isn't it?
I say mine was like mid-May.
Mine was start of May.
Mine was
3rd of May was my first one. Yeah. You worked with me 3rd of May.
Yes.
Weekend after I was in Italy. Then I did weddings for the next 2 weeks. I had that
weekend off last week. Weekend before last, I went away. That was like my first proper
weekend
time off because I've either been freelancing and I even worked on the Friday, so it doesn't. I mean, this is wedding season, people. For
wedding
suppliers.
Season is how we roll. Anyway, it's our Q&A and recommendations week. So shall we go to the questions?
Let's do it.
Cool. So first up, we've got. Hi, Hannah and Hayley. I recently got married and just wanted to say thank you so much for the podcast. I love listening in the run-up to my wedding so much that I've actually carried on listening. Now it's all over. Yes.
Oh, yes, because we were wondering this, weren't we? Like, are you still there? Are you still listening?
Gotta be still. Why not? Your advice was generally so helpful and my day was absolutely perfect. A lot of that was down to the tips I picked up from you both, so thank you.
Oh, so nice. Worries.
Listening to last week's episode about annoying things guests do at weddings got me thinking about something that happened during our first dance. My now husband and I had choreographed a little routine that took us up to the first chorus of the song. We'd planned for all our family and friends to join us on the dance floor at that point. We'd explained this several times to my father-in-law, who was acting as MC, and played him the song multiple times so he knew exactly when everyone should come over.
Oh, I'm literally getting cringed out already.
The big moment arrived. We got to the chorus, and instead of everyone just joining us, my father-in-law and mother-in-law shouted across the room, "Should we come over now?"
No.
So we awkwardly yelled back, "Yes." Everyone then came onto the dance floor, but rather than dance alongside us, my father and mother-in-law walked straight over to us and stopped us dancing. They said, "Could chat to us." My auntie then grabbed us to tell us how much she'd loved the routine. Then before we knew it, my mother-in-law had taken my husband away to dance with him, leaving me dancing on my own. We never actually got to finish our
Style it out, girl.
Together.
Style it out.
I really didn't process it at the time because the whole day goes by in such a blur. But when we watched our wedding video back, our content creator can actually be heard turning to the photographer and saying how sad it was that we never got to finish the song together. My husband hadn't even realised what had happened on the day, but he got really upset watching it back. Oh, this video if you want to see it for yourselves. So please add talking or interrupting the bride and groom during their first dance list of things I shouldn't do. The only thing I want... and they kept the same song, didn't they? Because I was thinking, sometimes when the song changes...
Yeah.
She sent us you sent us a link, but it's expired. Can you send it to us again? Because I really want to see it.
Yeah.
It is sad, but it's
that
also
is
just
sad.
Oh, sorry.
I think you'd look back and laugh.
I'm trying not to laugh just because.
Hannah, you need to tell us your story.
I couldn't stop laughing. Yes, I was telling this daily. At the time, this was not funny, right? And I'm hoping this is going to be one of these moments, right? So we had a wedding recently, and I was stood at these doors of a library, right? So the couple was stood next to me. Then the DJ announcing them into the library where the big crowd, all their guests were standing, big crowd of people. Now, by the door, I'd given the thumbs up to the DJ. Obviously, I don't fully know who people are. I didn't really, it was his mum was stood there. She was stood by the door watching. Hadn't really clicked the fact that his mum was stood there and not physically in the library. But anyway, she could see anyway.
Yeah.
He then was like, Mum, what are you stood there for? And she's like, oh, well, I'm okay. No, I'm going to stand here. Don't want to stand. Having this full-on conversation. Well, in that time, the DJ's then like, and he was just like, whatever. He's like, please, like, give it up for your bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. They start to walk into the room. But before they start to walk into the room, she walks ahead of them and is literally dancing, like, with her arms in the air, like, woo! Onto the dance floor where I stood behind because I'm behind them, but the couple has been announced. I can't then run in and make like a thing of it. So I'm just standing there going,
watching it happen.
Someone take her out, someone take her out, someone take her out. And thankfully someone grabbed her and moved her because obviously realised everyone thought it was great.
Yeah,
but the couple are like,
what the hell?
What the hell? And thankfully someone moved her because otherwise God knows what had happened. They then do their first dance. It was fine. Thankfully, it wasn't choreographed, so we were good. Well, the couple afterwards said to me, like, I was like, what the hell happened in the first dance? They were like, oh my God. Apparently, the mum thought and was waiting there. No one had ever said this to her. She hadn't mentioned it to me. No one had mentioned this to her.
Oh my God.
Because she thought she was doing a dance.
These mother-in-laws, I tell you.
And they were like, what? No, we've never discussed that. Like, where did that even come from? Also, the DJ has just loudly announced
Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Like, why did you think that was you? Well, then, obviously at the time, they were a bit like...
Yeah. What the hell?
That was annoying.
Yeah.
But... now they're laughing because we got the photos
Oh
back.
My God.
And obviously the photographer is at the front. So the opposite is facing me, right?
Yeah.
So he's taking pictures of the mum. Like, this is really funny.
Oh,
All the crowd is laughing. Like, hilarious. She looks great.
She does look incredible.
Funny moment. But all you can see in the background is the groom looking like, what's going on?
Shocked.
And me with my head in my hands, literally like this. You're watching on YouTube. I was literally like...
I literally zoomed in on you and I was like, that is so funny.
To me, and we're like, please zoom in on your face. It was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing all day. I was like, Martin, you've got to see this. It's funny.
Actually so funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I'm so glad they caught that. On camera. It's hilarious.
Oh,
what are the chances?
What are the chances?
Rise,
so I do, at the time, it was like, I was like, oh my God, this is really bad.
But you look back and you laugh. You look back and you laugh.
You look back and laugh. Yeah. And it's just typical of people, isn't it? And sometimes people are just, it's like after the speeches, people are very excited to talk to you about it. So, it must have meant that your dance was very good. At least you got to do your choreographed dance together, the part that you wanted to do together. Like, I wouldn't overthink it too much.
It's annoying, isn't it? But I don't know. I do feel like in a few years' time, you just look back and laugh.
Yeah, and if you're that annoyed with them about it, like dig at them at the next, when you're at dinner together
like bring
at
it
Christmas.
up.
Be like, well, I'm going to ruin your turkey because you ruined my first dance.
This turkey's dry.
This turkey's dry.
Oh, that's funny. Right. Okay. Next up, we've got, hey, Hannah and Hayley. Just a note to say that I've been listening to your podcast regularly since getting engaged in February 2025.
Ah, yay.
Amazing. Congrats.
That Josh, was a long time ago.
Congrats. Oh, yeah. She's now, Josh, my now husband, has been listening to me, sharing all your hints and tips during the planning process. One that sparked a lot of conversation was the length of the speeches, where I'd relayed Hannah's advice that 5 to 10 minutes is average, 20 plus minutes should be avoided, and that they always run on longer than planned.
Unless you got that wedding that we did together. God. Her dad literally spoke for about 30 seconds. He literally got up, was like, just wanted to say congrats.
And then that was it.
And I was like, surely it can't be done. And I'm sat in like the back room, like having a bag of crisps. Because I always then like grab them, you know, pass the stuff and whatever. I'm literally like, oh my God, he's done. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway. Some people aren't talkers, are they?
No.
Clearly. Oh my God. Josh at this point was definitely on track for a 20+ minute.
Oh God. Good God.
Oh my goodness.
Who did you marry?
I don't know what I'd talk about for that long. I'm not going to lie.
I could definitely.
Actually, that's a lie because I sit here and we talk for an hour every week.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. Probably 50 minutes of it. Yeah. But my speech wasn't a rambler. When we did that wedding last weekend, I sent them a voice note the day before about the chairs. And on the next day I was like, oh, what do you think about the chairs? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, you know, my voice note. He went, Hannah, you sent me a 5-minute voice note about chairs. I was like, it was a minute and a half. And you know I'm a rambler.
I had to tell you everything about the chair. Oh my gosh. But I'm pleased to report that he did trim it down significantly thanks to ChatGPT, his preferred wife / advice giver.
Nice.
Backing up what you'd said.
Thanks, ChatGPT's backing me up.
Hannah's funding it, so...
Yeah.
So much so, he referenced your podcast in his speech.
Oh my God, I love that.
Quoting how I'd listened to every episode of the podcast and that he had taken the length requirement as a suggestion and not a rule.
Oh, I love that.
That's so jokes.
Oh my God, that's so
Oh my God,
nice.
that is so good. Anyway, I just wanted to say that your podcast has been invaluable. After inquiring with Hannah for on the day management, but hearing you're already booked, I found another supplier and she said to me, Jess, you're the most organised bride I've ever had. Do you want a job? Now I can take 0 credit for that. It was all you ladies and your amazing podcast.
Oh, I'm gutted that we weren't available. Aww.
You're like, sorry,
I definitely would have made that mum move away from you. Oh no, this is a different.
Yeah.
I'm not I'd have taken that, Mama.
Rugby tackle. I'll definitely keep listening despite no longer being a bride, and just know that your podcast is such a source of information, inspiration, just genuine friendship and laughter. It's the best.
That is such a nice email. Thank you
so
much. And I am
so
touched by the fact that we got mentioned in your speech.
Isn't that amazing?
Sometimes I work with couples for 18 months and they don't even mention me in their speech. So that is massively appreciated, honestly.
Oh, that's so nice.
So nice. Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. Well, next up we've got, hi guys, I'm having a bit of a mind blank. Do mother of the bride and mother of the groom walk down the aisle? Or are they just the last ones in? My mum will be with me getting ready with my 2 bridesmaids. I'm not having my mother of the groom getting ready with us, as she won't come without her daughter and I don't want her as a bridesmaid, so I've said no to that. It's a bit awkward, but she brings so much drama. I said no. I want no part of it on my big day. Fair play.
Fair.
It would kind of help me if they did, as my aisle song is quite long. I want to walk in at 1 minute 35 seconds and only have 2 bridesmaids. I thought they could be escorted by my brother from my mum, not a groomsman, and my fiance's brother, who is a groomsman for mother of the groom. If they don't walk down the aisle, do they just go and take a seat before everything starts? Okay, so generally no, and mums are sat at the front.
They're just already sat down, aren't they?
Yeah, so normally you'd leave, so you've got the aisle, bride side on the left, groom side on the right. That front row on that first seat is always kept blank for dad. Then mum normally then sits there, then keep as many seats as you need spare for brides. You've got 2, so that then be 4 seats on the front row.
Yeah.
And then any grandparents or whatever. Then on the right-hand side would then be a spare seat for the best man, so he can then sit directly down. Then mother of the groom, father of the groom, and then like any other groomsmen or whatever you've got. So normally they're already seated in place, but it depends on culture. So in Indian weddings, Jewish weddings, the groom walks down the aisle with his parents first. But it just depends where you're from. If you're a traditional British wedding, they normally seated, you wouldn't have them walk down. But it's entirely up to you. I actually had the bride we had a bride a few weeks ago. She wanted her mum to walk down the aisle. So she walked down with her little niece who was like 2 and her brother. They walked down.
Nice.
Then the bridesmaids walked down. Then the bride walked down. So if you wanted to do it, it's entirely up to you. I think it depends on your relationship. Depends if you think that would be something nice, but you don't necessarily need it. In terms of the track, if a bride gave me 1 minute 35, I would probably start playing it and probably give it about 35 seconds. I'd ask like the celebrant or the registrar to say, please be standing when the music had started. So by the time everyone stood up, that takes a bit of the time. Then I'd start the bridesmaids walking in. I wait until one bridesmaid is halfway down the aisle before I bring the next one in. So I'd do a nice slow pace. I wait till the bridesmaids are sat down. Then I bring the bride in. So, and we actually had this at the weekend. She wanted to come in at a certain point in the song, but we didn't have enough time. So we played an instrumental version of the song for the bridesmaids to come into. Then when the bridesmaids were seated, we then faded that out. Then we brought in the actual version of the song.
That's a good idea.
So we still had to wait probably like 30, 40 seconds before the bride then came in. But it was fine because it kind of ups the ante a bit, like, oh, Yeah, so I think actually 1 minute 35 is not that long. By the time you've gabbed yourself, your coordinator's fluffed your dress out and stuff, I actually think 1 minute 35 with 2 of you is fine.
Right, yeah.
If anything, actually, if you then had mother of the bride with your brother or whoever you said, and then the groom's mum, actually 1 minute 35 is probably quite tight. You can practice it. Depends how long your aisle is as well. That's the thing.
That's the other thing.
But be a long walk? It's not normal, but it's up to you.
But you can do it. It's doable.
Yeah, they literally just, and also you say about mother of the bride staying with it. That's also very normal that the mother of the groom doesn't get ready with you. I don't think I've ever had, like, it's very rare that if mother of the groom,
very rare.
Yeah, they're with their husband and they might be with your other half or whatever. And then the mother of the bride gets ready with the bride, but she normally will get ready and then get dressed and leave before you.
Yes.
Or if she's coming in your car, she'll just then. But I've had this before, so I'll just say, okay, you can go and take your seat now, and then they'll go off and take their seat before people even fully sat down. So yeah, it's fine.
No, it's so true, isn't it? Yeah, I remember my mum went with my bridesmaids ahead. Yeah. Like she went and was already seated and stuff. So
yeah, there we go. So we had someone write into us. They sent us a link to bridal lapels. So they are floral bridal lapels.
Oh.
I wanted to get Hayley's reaction on them. What are your thoughts? So it's basically like, you know, like it's like the shoulders. So you've got the shoulders here of a suit. If you watch on YouTube, it make more sense. And then you've got lapels are here. But these are like, they're like almost like shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads.
But made out of flowers. Yeah, I don't know if they're bridal lapels. No, they're bridal. They're flower shoulder pads.
Yeah.
And they're basically, what is that? Is that amaranthus?
It's amaranthus hanging like a coat of armour.
Yeah.
Down the arms, and then you've got orchids on the top like shoulder pads.
And this
kind of looks like if you were going to have a cape.
Couple. Yeah.
But without the cape at the back, it's like the stuff at the sides.
Yeah, by the way, it's at Sefton Park, and I freaking love Sefton Park.
Yeah, also I do follow this because I think one of the grooms he's a florist, so he's done all the flowers. Yeah, I think he does a lot of stuff on Instagram, like little reels and stuff. He's got quite big. I think it's Moss Floral Art. Yeah. So it's his wedding. So nice. I did expect the florals to be quite, extravagant, but I'm just not sure what I think about it.
I think for a same-sex couple is cool.
It is cool.
So one of them's got the shoulder pad and one of them's got the lapel done on one side and then one shoulder. I think if you're like a very creative, like same-sex male couple.
Yeah, because I always feel bad. It's like, what can they have? Like, he's obviously a florist as well, so he's going to want flowers to be a big part of his day. Yeah. Like, how could you jazz that up and make it like part of your outfit?
I don't think you could do it unless you're like that cool.
No, like, they are pulling it off, but
there's a lot of outfits out there I could not pull off.
Yeah, same. Oh my god, same. But
same situation.
No, they pull it off. I'm just unsure. I like the lapel. Like it looks like a sash.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
Like a sash, doesn't it? I quite like that.
I'm just not sure. Mayoress though.
Yeah.
Mayoresque, you know,
like the mayor.
Yeah.
I'm not sold 100%, but I like it as a different idea for same-sex couples. I think
that makes sense. Though what you've said, if he's a florist, he's a creative. That makes sense. But I think just for the bog standard groom, it's a no from me.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to pull that off.
Imagine Richard walking in with that.
Yeah, like,
he'd love it though.
Martin not pulling that off in a million years. Oh, okay, cool. So next up we've got, hey guys, I absolutely love the pod and I'm so grateful you have been here through my wedding planning process. Thank you. I'm getting married in October. My other half has been completely disinterested in anything to do with the wedding decor. Shock horror. He's excited to get married, but has left me to it. We're on a tight budget, so everything is DIY, and we've had to use faux florals and hire items to bring the vision to life.
Yeah.
Last night I was doing a little mock-up, and he decided he didn't like it. The pumpkins in particular, he said he wasn't a fan of. Do you know what? It's hit and miss on the old pumpkins.
Yeah,
so
it depends.
I've got that October wedding, and they're like, no, like, and I started going down that kind of vibe a little bit, and she was like, too orange, it's too, like, I want it to be natural autumn, you know, like nice greens,
not Halloween
golds, and
there's a fine line.
line. The very same pumpkins I spent weeks colour matching to my florals and then painstakingly gluing ribbon and individual name hearts and cards to. I feel like he just doesn't get the vision, and now I'm dating my taste, which has never been put into question before. I'm reluctant to show anyone other than my maid of honour, as I don't want to spoil the impact. What do I do? Here's an AI mock-up of our tablescape. Thank you. Actual image of mock-up, but don't worry, the centerpieces will be fluffed and plastic sides not visible, and obviously linen, etc. are missing. If it's bad, I can take it. I don't want to end up being embarrassed on my wedding day with a cringe tablescape. Okay, so the first image we've got here on the AI version.
Yeah.
I'm quite for a little pumpkin, but what I will say is then she sent us the actual image, and do you think, are they fabric?
Yeah, they're like that, what's it called?
Like velour. Yeah, I like a real pumpkin.
See, you can. What she's spent on those, you could probably get, because the wholesalers sell them. So they call them gourds, but they're like
the little
pumpkins.
ones.
You can get the little ghost pumpkins, so they're all white, and they look.
Yes.
That's going to go lovely with that, because the AI image. I'm assuming she's having white linen by the AI image.
Yeah.
And that's what she wanted.
Yeah,
that would look more
sashes.
weddingy, maybe. Yeah. But I also, at the same time, when you look at the mock-up, because obviously the flowers, the artificial flowers in the centerpieces, they got like different tones of, so you got oranges, lilacs, kind of.
Yeah.
So the pumpkins she has chosen, they do tone in with that. However, I just think if you get a real pumpkins, it will just look less fake.
Can I give my honest opinion on this?
Yeah.
Change because you said you could take it, so don't shoot the messenger. Get rid of the velour pumpkins. Get the gourds, like Hayley said. What are they, like £1 each? So even if you've got,
they're about £1 each. Yeah.
Handwrite in a Sharpie on a white ghost pumpkin everyone's name.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
will look really, really cute. Or
that's
if you've got someone
idea.
That's got like good calligraphy handwriting, you could do it in pencil first and go over it. Get your centerpiece. You could keep the faux foliage. I would the candle's fine. I'm not a fan of those artificial flowers at all. The foliage you can get away with. Those pink and orange flowers, no, they look very faux. Is that really savage?
I mean,
sorry. She said she could take it. I'm being honest.
I feel like she's bought it all.
She has.
I think she bought it all. This is what I feel
she's
bad
DIY.
about.
She said, she's done it all herself.
So what she could do, right? Rather than, I know what you're saying about the flowers. Obviously, I've got my opinions on that. I'm just a little bit more tame than you are.
I don't know how
I would get some more.
I would keep the faux foliage, but I would just take the plastic flowers off.
But if she can't, I would get some toned down colours. So maybe some like maybe some dried stuff, some like beiges, some like muted tones, and add it in, and it'll tone it back rather than having to.
So true.
I would add rather than, if you can't, because I don't know how these are made. Obviously, the other thing I was going to point out, and this is just me being fussy, and I don't know if it's a photo, but the height of the candle was too low in comparison to the.
You need the big cylinder.
You need a taller candle. Yeah, you need a taller candle.
Ones.
I think it's an artificial. It looks like an LED one. The flame looks.
Do you
Oh
think?
no!
It's real.
I've zoomed in. You
it's
can.
One of those, like,
it's also
ones.
bumpy and it looks decorative. You'd be best buying some taller. You need taller candles with that arrangement.
Fat pillar ones.
Big tall ivory candle. They're not. You can get them in. You can get them in the range. You can get them in Home Bargains.
Yeah,
and they'll be
Sainsbury's,
cheaper.
Tesco,
anywhere.
You want it just.
You just
shorter.
want it taller. It's too short.
Slightly shorter than the hurricane bars. I think that's a very good tip. And then I think just pull off the coloured flowers, keep the faux foliage, and I think that was a really good tip. We did a wedding start of May where they bought off Etsy a load of big dried heads of hydrangea, and I remember them saying that they weren't that expensive at all. And I would put out your faux foliage, what is that, like a ring, and then put the dried hydrangeas. They smell insane as well.
Also, they've got a lot of, because they've got petals as well around. I think
please get rid of those. That was going to be my other thing.
Sorry. The confetti.
I'm sorry.
And stuff.
No.
It's the...
You asked me to be honest. I'm telling you, you don't want it to look naff. I'm just not a fan of those silk that you get off Amazon. You have to split them all up. We've said this before, so she shouldn't be offended. We've said this before. If you're an OG listener, we don't like those petals. So don't shy away now and tell me I'm mean.
I was going to say, if you are going to keep the petals, like the burgundy colour, I would lean into maybe your burgundy colour and add that into your centrepiece. Just anything to kind of tone it out a bit. It just needs a bit of... There's a lot of colours in that centrepiece of the artificial. And the thing is, with artificial flower, the colours are not true to life. So they can be a bit like, what's the word? Just really vibrant, but
like the
unnaturally.
The pink is quite bright, isn't it?
So just maybe add a bit of burgundy to it and something, if you can't change it all. But I mean...
You've got till October. Take the faux flower out, keep the faux foliage, buy some dried hydrangeas. You don't need those petals, but if you really want petals, you could then... Didn't we do that with those dried hydrangea heads? You made like petals out of them, or just get like real, like, well, you won't have real roses in October, will you? Some like flower heads of some description that are real, and put them out on the table. You know, like flower head. You know, like actual petals.
Yeah.
Which you can just get low cost, but I don't think you need the petal. I don't think it's
no, it doesn't. Because if you're looking at the AI mock-up, it's not like from the way you're sat. Then you can. You can. Sorry, that's a lie. You can see the petals on the table.
Okay, I'm not that offended by the petals in the AI mock-up. You could probably get away with them.
But the AI mock-up, you can see that it's like there's more ivory in it. The colours are toned out. It's different. Obviously, being an AI, it's done that. But I think you need to lean more into that colour scheme than what your
so true.
The true to life one is.
I'm not totally against the velour pumpkin. I don't know. I do think it would look much more classier to have I think the ghost pumpkins are such a good shout, Hayley, and I think it's such a low cost option, and you can hand write on them.
And you can do it in like gold, like you could do it in like a gold pen, couldn't you?
Nice. The velour pumpkins, keep for the kids. Keep them in a little box. They can play with them, throw them around. I don't know if you've got trick or treaters come in, give them away. I don't know.
Also, with the ghost pumpkins, you can compost, or you're not going to be stuck with them. I feel like you're going to do all of these. I suppose people are taking them away as a favour.
Already done them. I think that's her point. Okay, she's already done the velour ones.
Right. Well, at least you get a favour as a guest. That'd be a favour, wouldn't it?
I think the thing that has to be changed. Do you agree? Is the bright coloured faux flowers?
Yeah.
Not the foliage.
You need to tone it down somehow. So either add to it or remove it and replace. But I think you need to
remove and replace. That's my honest opinion.
No, fair. I
know Hayley agrees with me.
I don't like the vibrancy of it.
Yeah.
It looks too artificial. But that is
so artificial.
That is artificial. But
yeah.
I think you need to tone it down. Either add some dried floral in it, or get some more from, like, you can get them from B&M, the range, wherever you get in your artificial.
Some more like lighter colour ones.
But lighter colours, or even lean more into your burgundy, just to give it. It's too multicoloured, is what I want to say. There's too many colours, like purple, pink, orange, red. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But then to be fair to her, she's chosen the artificial little pumpkin things. They all match in with the colours in that. She's chosen like a purple, a brown, and a orange and a white. So she's toned it in. But I just think honest opinions, I would
just take them flowers.
out.
Also, really nice venue. That room looks
it looks lovely, doesn't it? I like it.
The other thing I was going to say is your tablecloths. If that's actually how the venue has them with the double layer cloth, you're going to see the legs. And them cloths just don't look great. So I would just advise to hire some cloths in.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That actually touch the floor, if that's the venue's cloths. Do you see what I mean? How they're like crossed over.
Yeah, they're like double.
Yeah,
double
they don't go nice and flat to the floor. And for the cost that you can hire a tablecloth for that sits to the floor, it's normally like £10 a table or something. So again, probably another £100.
Again, she could do something there. Change the colour of the fabric.
You could. That would be, but
although
then does
do
she
like
like
the
that
white
light?
there.
I think she likes the light colour because she's got the white sashes. She's got the white
true.
walls.
Yeah, it's very white, isn't it?
Yeah. You could go for a nice like creamier colour though, but then you got the white chair sash. So yeah, no, that don't make sense. I think keep with the white, but my biggest thing, I think the pumpkins is I think that would look so nice. I think Hayley's nailed that, and I think just get rid of them faux flowers and put in some nice dried stuff because that will smell insane.
Yeah.
Cool.
Agree.
Well, that's us for today, guys. You know where we are. We're on Instagram, TikTok, at Let's Get You Web Podcast. Make sure you're following us. You're liking all our posts. You're commenting. Make sure you send in your questions, your dilemmas. Let's Get You a Podcast at gmail.com. And make sure you are following us and watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, watch us.
See you next week, guys.
See you next week.